Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning as we're plodding along through the fourth Monday of the week, right? Somebody said yesterday was the third Monday, so I thought it was, I've used that line many times in my life. Uh, so kind of going through the comments as I always do and respond to a lot of you guys and answer questions and learn stuff. And the whole point of kind of me doing this is to kind of learn from you guys too. I always like to look and see what kind of questions may be something worth talking to. And there was a really good one that came in yesterday's video. And the comment was this. It says, my headspace is full and or distracted. So much to do and always have massive mission creep. How do you stay on task? And it's a really good question, okay? Because between all of us having a job, okay, our family, taking care of the house, cooking, cleaning, kids, grandkids, going shopping, YouTube videos, watching them, recording them, learning and, God knows what else we're doing. This prepping stuff can get overwhelming really quick, okay? I mean, it can very simply become a massive time suck if you let it, all right? So, you can, as I know all too well, find yourself completely losing a day because you were working on preps and all of a sudden you realize you were supposed to go grocery shopping or you forgot to fix the kid's bike or something, and then guilt sets in. We've all been there, okay? And I'm right there with you too. And I mean, it's, you've got 36 hours worth of stuff to do in 24 hours and somewhere you got to sleep too. It's like, oh my God, how am I going to do all this? So, over time, I've kind of figured out some things, and it's all about setting priorities. I mean, what needs to get done and by when, okay? And this takes into account a couple of things: time and money, neither of which any of us have enough of, unless, of course, you're Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. I don't think either one of them is worried about money in a while, okay? But time, I bet you they do, all right? So these are a few tricks I've picked up in regards to not getting overwhelmed. And while none of them are brilliant ideas, okay, there are some good tips that are probably worth doing, all right? So you see, prepping's another job. It's another responsibility that you have, and therefore it needs to be treated as such. Okay? You need to plan and organize what tasks you expect to accomplish and by what deadline, just like you do at your regular 9-to-5er. Okay? For example, gardening starts this weekend with me. I've already got on my calendar what needs to be done. When seeds need to be started, when they need to be transplanted, when they need to be fertilized throughout the growing season. It's all on a calendar. And it's all on a spreadsheet for me too, okay? But then I have other tasks I want to do. I want to get done, like my solar that I've talked about, okay? I've figured out a budget, and I have a good idea when I can purchase particular components. So setting goals and having deadlines having deadlines in place is one way that I can stay on task, okay? Now, I know we're in the internet age and everything like that. The day planner is a relic of days past, but I still find it very helpful, okay? The nice part about putting it all on a day planner, a little handwritten calendar, is that there's a sense of accomplishment when everything you had in your planner for the day is complete, especially if there's some day left over and you go, hey, cool, you know what? I've got 4 hours I can screw around, okay? The key to it is to not to put so much on your plate that you'll never get it all done. And again, we're all guilty of that. It's like, oh, I've got the honey-do list and it's, 8 miles long. And it's like, okay, I need to have all this done by lunch. Good luck, okay? Set realistic goals. I mean, if it's like, okay, I've got to go to the grocery store on Saturday and it's a half an hour there one way and you're going to spend a half an hour in the store and it's a half an hour home and a half an hour to put away at the grocery store. Have that on your calendar for 2 hours. Don't put it in and say, oh, I can get it all done in an hour and a half, because you're not going to do it. You just set yourself up for failure, okay? Or serious frustration. Or as the original post went, mission creep, okay? The next thing's organization. And let's use your pantry, for example, okay? My question to all of you: Do you have an inventory on what you need to get you to your goal? Okay, how much you have, but also how much you need. Okay, are you trying to put away a 3-month supply, a 6-month supply, a 12-month supply, whatever? Again, if you know your end goal, you can make a plan on how to get there. For example, if, for me, I'm storing a year's worth of food for the two of us and the dogs. Okay. And so I know I need to have 128 cans of tuna in my pantry to meet my goal for caloric intake and everything like that. So if we break it out and go, okay, I go shopping every other week, payday shopping or whatever it would be, I know I would have to buy 5 cans of tuna every shopping trip just to put it into storage, not for my day-to-day eating, okay, into my pantry. So, at that case, that is if I planned on having my pantry full in 1 year. Okay, that's how long it would take to build it up. Right? So, again, there's a lot of variables. How much do you need? What's your time frame to get it done? And, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Now, when I say inventory, I mean everything. I don't mean just your food. Okay. You inventory your ammo, your cordage, your batteries, your lamp oil, your firewood, your socks, your toothpaste, okay? You need to figure out everything you would need for however long you want to have it stored. And not everything has the same time frame either. Just because you want a year's worth of food doesn't mean you want a year's worth of batteries. Okay? You probably want a lot bigger storage of batteries because you can't grow new ones and you can't go hunting for them. Once you're out of batteries, you're out of batteries. Okay, so you probably want more than batteries to keep your flashlights going for a year. Okay, so just a thing to think about. Have some sort of inventory system. Create your own. Use Prepper Nerds for food, whatever would be. But that's a big key to getting yourself on track and being organized, is having an inventory. Okay. Next thing, multitasking. And this one's usually the hardest one to manage, but there are a couple of good rules and these aren't originals either. These are ones that I've found from other prepper channels. First one, and I follow this one to a T, never go to the store without coming home with something for your preps. If you're going to the hardware store because you need a new kitchen faucet, pick up a pack of batteries for your preps. If you're going to Walmart for clothing for the kids, pick up a case of mason jars or some canned goods while you're there or something. Driving to and from the store takes time and money. Gas ain't cheap. Not $4 a gallon yet, but it ain't cheap. Okay. Plan your trip and try to pick up something you need. Again, I go right back into it. I can't tell you how important inventory is. Doing this will save you a ton of time. But of course, this means having an accurate inventory. The 5 minutes looking at your inventory sheet before you go to the store saves you over an hour later when you say, oh, geez, I need to go to the store and buy a couple of oil lamps because I don't have that in my prep. And now you make a specific trip to the store just for something for your preps. But I will bet you that you've all done this. You've made a specific trip to the store for something for your preps, and you bought something for day-to-day use now. Just flip it the other way. Okay, it'll save you a ton of time and headache. The other one, this one is a good creative idea that maybe some people don't think about, but I love this one. Always paying attention to your surroundings. Okay, we always wind up somewhere outside our normal stores. You had to go get the car fixed, so you're at the mechanic, or you had to take the kids to the dentist or something. It's, in a strip mall or whatever, someplace that you don't normally go. What's nearby while you're waiting? Is there a gun shop, a pawn shop, a hardware store, right there that you can pop into while you're waiting? Okay, if your kid's in there getting the teeth cleaned, or your car's getting, the oil changed or the tires rotated or whatever it is, walk next door into the store and, look around, see if there's something you can pick up while you're there. Sitting in the waiting room and watching whatever's playing on CNN is an absolute waste of your time. Not that CNN has anything you want to watch anyway. Okay. But if you keep your inventory spreadsheet, especially if you keep it on a spreadsheet, you can always keep it on your phone too. And that way you always have it when you're out. That way you can look real quick and maybe pick up something that you otherwise, just would have been sitting around in dead time reading, a 6-month-old issue of Sports Illustrated or something like that. Okay. You know, why I say this, guys, prepping's a lifestyle. Okay. We're all thinking about it a lot in our lives. Okay. And we all know there is no, I'm done, I've got everything I need. Okay. It's a journey, not a destination. You know, there's always something more you can add to your preps. I mean, be it physical things, be it knowledge, you know, and there never seems to be enough time. So one of the keys I've found to having to, you know, to not get overwhelmed is to have fun with it as well. All right. It's very calming to know that we all have food stored or batteries or clothing or whatever for a case of emergency. We all know that, but we also need to make it fun, and not just for us, but for the family. Okay. You can easily have fun with the kids, teaching them to build a fire or gardening or fishing or hunting, or, let the kids help build shelves for your preps and teach them about tools. You got to let them use them. Okay. None of this, Dad, you can't do it, I got to do it. Let the kids learn. Okay. Do something fun with your spouse. I mean, I don't know a guy in the world who doesn't drool like a dog over the prospect of going into the hardware store, or a woman who's ever turned up her nose at buying a new pair of shoes. Okay. And yeah, you can make all these sexist comments here. It was a joke. All right. But, anyway, don't let it stress you out, guys. You all know you're 99% ahead of the population, even if today's your very first day of prepping. You had an epiphany overnight. Okay. It's one of those things. Just, remember the old saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Just don't stress. Just, keep going. Try to strategize, organize, prioritize, and you'll be good. All right. Happy Thursday, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe out there today. Pinball out.